it's like it crashed the last minute before the presentation, so we're just mostly going to show you screenshots and other funny stuff.
Basically, what this talk is on is me and Fyodor. This is Fyodor. I'm Grugq, by the way. Next slide. Yeah. So the talk is basically on the Russian underground hacking forums and the Russian underground hacking culture. We've spent the last year, we started out it used to be 6 months, and then 6 months turned into 12 months, and then it's turned into more than a year. So we spent quite a long time sort of monitoring these forums, sort of
intelligence gathering
it's project, open source intelligence gathering.
It's still not open, but it's a source.
We were planning on making it into a service where you could purchase access to information about trends within the underground community, but then we've hit a lot of snags with the automated analysis that we need to do. We'll get into that. So roughly, this is
like
what we're
a snapshot of the whatever where we are so far.
Yeah. So we're going to go over basically how both of us are experts at using our tongues, and if there's any women that don't believe us, they can ask for a private demo.
So yeah.
No. We'll go to jail if you read all that. So initially what we set out to do is we wanted to create a framework for doing open source intelligence gathering and automated monitoring of hacking forums, both in the Chinese web sphere and also within the Russian web sphere.
Yeah, it's more like a multilingual thing where we try to map everything to English. And we had pains with translation and stuff, and you're going to see
the beauty of this idea is that Fyodor speaks Russian, Mandarin, and English. Well, mostly English.
And Grugq speaks Thai.
And I speak Thai, which has a huge hacking community, as everyone knows. So I've been working with Fyodor to help him with basically figuring out what's the stuff that we should be paying attention to and working on that. And I also helped him on building some of the back-end technology for doing sort of this really massive web scraping that we had to do. Everything fell apart when we had to deal with the fucking rubbish that that Russian hackers speak. It's not pure Russian. It's not like a subset of Russian. It's this bizarre lingo that
we're gonna go over to that a bit later. But basically, the primary source of the information we're having so far, because most of the forums they're still public, it's still not very underground, because they're more like a trade boards, and we're building our system upon this trade boards to see what's in value, in short.
Right. So basically, we figured out that we had to automate this. We started out by making Fyodor read everything every day, and
click.
This worked fine for me, but Fyodor started complaining. So we decided to automate the intelligence gathering part, and then try and sift through a lot of the noise and extract the signal. So we started out. We've had a fluctuating number of domains. Right now, we're dealing with about little over 10 top-level domains. Each of these will have multiple sub-web forums that we monitor. So there's basically buyers, sellers, whitelist, blacklist, rippers,
and general hacking discussions, which usually quite crappy.
Yeah, it's usually the rubbish of I need to get into my girlfriend's Yahoo webmail account. Can you guys help me? And then all these guys go, "Yeah, man, you're so lame. If you have to ask, you don't know." And then some other dude goes "Shut up, man, you don't know how to do it," and it descends from there. It's pretty rubbish.
Yeah, basically, I think the most interesting forums are actually offerings of sales and buys. That's basically where you can actually see what people are up to. This hacking forums is hacking subforums are just rubbish.
Yeah. So we've actually from this we've detected several trends which are now starting to actually show up. We saw them initially many
on the
months
forums,
ago.
offers.
They're now showing up as issues that you guys have to deal with on the internet, all the fake antivirus stuff.
It's been I think on for a year or even more.
Yeah, so we get into that. So anyway, the reason that we have to do most of this shit manually, and by manually I mean Fyodor has to read it all.
Read it,
is because we're dealing with natural language, right? Natural language is notoriously difficult to parse into something useful. It's incredibly complicated, and you're dealing with these kids who don't know how to spell. And there's also
they don't want to learn how to spell. It's basically one of the criteria of being like cool.
Yeah, it's like they use like the Russian form of leet speak as well, where they will misspell things deliberately to be cool. And there's also a lot of the words that they use will be taken from English, so there's no definite way that you convert it from English into Cyrillic. So you'll have multiple misspellings of the same word.
Yeah, and if you can find like a sound like acronym in Russian, which would be like
kind of close to the English one. Yeah, they've got this like this. So anyway, we've got an awesome example of this, of why automated stuff doesn't work.
Yeah, basically like how do you read like foreign language forms normally? Do you have any hints like how you try to understand if you don't know the language?
Right.
You probably know like Google Translate, right? So yeah, look at this message. By the way, does anyone here speak Russian? Do you have people like speaking Russian? I hear some people speaking Russian in the elevator, but I think they're not interested in this kind of stuff. But yeah.
So you take this, which is basically a very standard posting for an offering of a service. Some guy's saying you'll do something for $32, right? And what the fuck does that actually say? That's an interesting question. Let's ask Google. All right, Google, what does it say? It says, we work long, know the market and needs of all, adequate transformagini, adequate trafagoni,
and people with
lodami, always welcome. Minimaloc, inappropriately recruit for payment, even with one cell, all come home on request. So you can see how
and signature interested in adult and these
cores, PM only. Right, so yeah, good luck with that. Google is pretty fucking useless. The problem is manifold. So if Fyodor would quickly go through and explain what he's actually saying.
Yeah, basically he's selling like a traffic generating like service.
He's selling traffic to sites.
And they're actually looking for people, like selling the traffic generating service, and there are people with like good loads, like good traffic generation speeds are always welcome.
Right. So this is basically mostly a manual process.
And the signature says, I'm interested in adult and business traffic.
So yeah, traf. The last four characters there is TRAF in Cyrillic. That's not cores, it's short for traffic, which is English, right? So what you find is that the Russian hacker slang is made up of a combination of fenya, which is Russian prison slang, anogalisms, which is basically loan words direct from English, this rhyming slang, where they basically take words that sound like the English word, that are Russian. So, for example,
who can tell us what Mila stands for?
It means soap.
Like if you literally translate, it means soap.
Soap. So what would soap be? Email, obviously, because the Russian word for soap sounds vaguely similar to the English word for email.
And then there's a bunch of stuff which is like they just take an English word, they use like dictionary, like translation, like direct translation into Russian. And then they would just be like using it all over. And then like welcome, if you go back to the to this slide, you see like всегда welcome. It's basically just a Russian spelled English acronym.
Right. So basically, the automated translation, if we could get that right, we'd probably make more money than we ever would on just being able to sell the intelligence from this. So
yeah, basically that's like why automation like didn't really work for us.
Yeah, which is why we're now finding out that Fyodor doesn't scale. But so that's a bit of a snapshot of some of the issues that we're dealing with. The things that we've found are significantly more interesting. There's a large number of different scams and schemes that are sort of being played out on these boards. So what we mostly pay attention to are the buyer and seller boards, where there's people who are trying to sell services or products, and other guys who want to buy specific services or products. So there's guys that go out there and say, I need a load of traffic to these websites so I can do installations. All right, so like what will happen is someone will want to, they'll have websites that will install, that will basically run Trojans that will install onto boxes. And they want other guys to send traffic to those websites so that they can install into those boxes, and they're willing to pay you money for every install that they run.
Yeah, and it's like not really small money. You might be getting up to like $32 per single installation.
Right, so that can add up quickly. You could make, you know, $32 at home with your mother's PC, and then
So yeah, we did a bit of classification on types of activities that we've seen so far.
So how do people actually make money? Like we've picked basically 4 arbitrary categories. You could go a lot finer, or you could go a lot larger. There's these flat out extortion, where it's pretty amusing. It's like basically spyware that charges you to install it. So
we're gonna show you like a screen. Have you seen this like somewhere before? What is it like? It's in Russian, but there's like also international versions.
This says you are running a fake version of Windows. You have to send an SMS to this number, and then you will get a special code.
Unlock code to unlock your computer. And it's really like, it basically...
It shuts down your box until you send an SMS, which is premium rate. So like...
And the things we've seen so far, there are like 2 options. One is you need to send SMS for the number, and yeah, they charge your phone. And another one, you just need to like pay online with a credit card. So you need to enter your credit card and it's pay
always a good idea
for the unlocking service.
Yeah. So like there's these flat out just extortion schemes that we've seen. The more interesting ones, which are now, they're starting to be
more widespread.
Yeah. Initially, it's the Partnerka, which is basically Russian
partnership program.
Like, partnership program. So basically, there's these partnership programs where you get these guys who go out and...
if you look at this ad, this is like a real advertisement from one of the forums. It says installation partnership program.
Right, that sounds pretty legitimate, doesn't it?
And what kind of installation that is? That's basically, they pay you for displaying like their web content, which would be like an exploit loaded, like web browser exploit loaded page with a malware. I don't know if you've seen a recent incident when people were like opening New York Times and they were infected with stuff because like some of these guys, they bought like advertising service, and they were like throwing the just like Flash was an exploit in it. So even like you get your like New York Times and you get the stuff installed in your box.
So basically, and the way that these guys operate is what they have is they actually set up legitimate credit card payment gateways. Yeah. So they set up their own credit card processing systems. These are Visa and MasterCard regulation compliant. They're also PCI compliant, so other people can't hack them. And then what they do is they look for partnerships with web fronts.
The thing is, like, if someone complains, like if you charge people like on a credit card and someone complains that it's like illegitimate charge and the gateway doesn't like return the money back, then Visa basically like cuts it off. So they have to stay like connected to the Visa payment gateways, and they actually have a policy like if you buy this like software or if you unlock your Windows and then you realize it was fucked up, then they actually return your money back. But the percentage of like people who actually realize this stuff and actually ask for the money back is much less than what they're getting from the...
These guys are making significant money, right? And so like basically they partner with webmasters and other scum, and
we have like a screenshot of
it's going to be a bit hard to see, but these dudes are pulling in like, and these are partners, right? Partners who are making 30% of every payment.
And these dudes have... This is like top 10 of the money makers. If you look into the numbers, I think the top 10 one is like
150K, 100K, 90K, 90K.
Yeah.
Like these guys are making real money. Like on a monthly basis, that's not too bad, particularly in Russia. Like you can live quite well.
Yeah, if you don't live in Moscow, then it's like pretty much sufficient amount.
Right. So basically, the partner guys are now starting to drive, like the partnerships are starting to drive a lot of the online activity. Like all the hacking stuff is now moving into these partnerships where people have, what we were seeing earlier was these sort of loose collections of people that like kind of very informally, like I want to do this, I want to do that, like I'm selling access to Skype, I'm selling whatever. Nowadays we're seeing like a bit more organized where these dudes come up, they're like, look, we're a firm offering this service, we will pay you at this rate, like.
Yeah, and they actually also do hires. Like, I don't know, have you seen advertisements when there will be like an established company hiring like a financial manager and you keep like 30% from every transaction? Have you seen that kind of like ad? And the way it works basically, this is like a money mule. So how like people get traced? Usually through like the banking transactions. So people who organize the whole thing, they don't want to leave their record like on a banking transaction. So what they do instead, they hire people and they pretend it's like a legitimate job. And once you get hired, you basically receive money from like web money on your account, and you're supposed to transfer it like somewhere else. And for every transaction you get, you keep like 30%. And in certain occurrences, they also require you to give up your like username and password, so you build better trust relationship with your company. And and in this case, they basically get the whole like identity control, and we'll get back to that a bit later.
Yeah, there's like some really cool identity stuff that they do as well. So a lot of the money that gets moved around in these illegal economies is basically done via virtual currencies. So the main one right now is currently web money. But apparently the Russian, like, what's it, the FSB?
Yeah.
They're supposedly now taking over web money. It used to be basically just run by the Russian mafia.
In Moscow, it started getting quite tough. Like, I was in Moscow like a month ago, and there were people saying that like, they started changing regulations. So when you go to the web money office, you actually, if you cash money, you're supposed to like show your like identity card. If you send money, it can be like absolutely anonymous. But Russia cannot like control the whole world. So if you look at the offices of the web money like around the world, there is one in Czech Republic, and it's Praga. But the funny one is in Thailand. Where do you think web money office should be in Thailand?
It's in Pattaya. It's like.
Why is it not in Bangkok? Because like all this Russian mafia.
All the Russian mafia are based in Pattaya, and I've used them for when I was purchasing services from some of these Russian forums, and it's great. They have a website for everything.
You are purchasing services for legal transactions.
I was not doing anything dodgy. I just needed a lot of proxies, like really a lot of proxies. And so basically, as I needed to get web money, because that's the only way that you can do transactions with any of these Russian guys. And what was happening is like basically, you go to the website, you click through all the stuff until you get to the end where you're like, now send me money, and you get this guy, like it's a guy called Stanislav, and he gives you his bank account, and you can go to any Kasikorn bank, which is like where his bank account was, pay cash, it gets directly deposited into his thing. You send an SMS to his number, and then he transfers 90% of whatever you gave him to your web money account. So I did that. He also used to offer a cash out service, where for 10%, he would take any money out of web, like you transfer web money to him, he would convert it into cash and then send it on a courier to wherever you were.
On the motorbike courier. There would be a guy with like a bag on the motorbike coming to your house.
A bag of cash delivered to your house by Stanislav, which would probably be accompanied behind it with a car with 4 big guys saying, that's an awful lot of cash you have there. It's dangerous to have so much money. You need insurance. So,
we're moving to online goods.
Yeah, so like the other problem is a lot of these guys, once you get a credit card, it's very hard to convert a credit card into actual money.
Like you cannot just like withdraw money from credit card directly. It's like
you need to convert a credit card into cash, because you can't pay rent or buy food or alcohol with just credit card numbers. Right, like that's not good enough. So the typical way to do this is by selling goods online. So one of them is Skype, So you can buy Skype, like the big one with the red, like the very professional one who has all the colors.
Yeah, by the way, like, so you can get some orientation in prices. 1 web money equals to $1 American.
Yeah, like 1 WMZ. So whenever you see WMZ, that means 1 USD, roughly.
Yeah, and like what one of the advertisements says, he sells Skype accounts. Like a charged Skype account was $10 is going for $4.
Right.
And then like the other one is like for the Skype out, you basically get 1 to 2.5 like exchange rate. So if you want to buy like $250 Skype account, you pay 100.
All right. So that BM3, that's Cyrillic for WMZ.
Yeah, for web money.
All right.
And then you get unlimited Skype access, like all around the world, $25 per month, I think.
Yeah. So like this guy is quite legitimate. A lot of them, like when they started out, there's a whole bunch of like, basically, like one of the things to realize about this is these ads are on Russian hacking forums. So what they're trying to do is they're trying to sell Skype accounts registered by hackers to other hackers, right? Like this is not a good market. Like these are not the ideal people to try and sell these things to, right? What they really want to do is set up like a boutique selling discount Skype credit to people who can read English, not selling discount Skype credit to people who also have stolen credit cards and go like, that's a great idea. Right?
And they offer money back guarantee. So like if you buy a Skype account and it doesn't work, they either give you another Skype account or they return your money back.
So yeah, you can't lose except for the fact that none of the people that they're selling to would actually buy this. So these guys are not the brightest bulbs in the tree. Like they're a little, like they can steal credit cards, but they can't actually sell things to each other. They're not very good. This is a Chinese version actually
of caching. Yeah, and they basically sell iTunes like gift cards, and the exchange rate basically goes 100 US
to 12 won.
It's 12 renminbi, the Chinese yuan. So for 100 US gift card, you pay 12
RMB, which is like a little over $1.
RMB is, I think, it's like 5. Who knows what the exchange rate for?
It's 9 or 3. Anyway. Right, so you're paying a little over $1 for 100. Now, the amazing thing is when this first started about 6 months ago, you were paying $80 US for a $100 gift card. Like basically the first guy to figure this out was like making bank. And then everyone else that saw it was like, well, if he's charging 80, I'll do 50. And now, like even 2 months ago, it was about 20 to 1. And now it's like 100 to 1.
This screenshot, we took it like this morning.
Yeah, we took this like a couple hours ago.
So if you're still interested, you can still go and buy it. Just come over, we'll give you a website.
Yeah, the thing is, this is basically a Chinese version of eBay. It's not even an underground forum. Like you basically go on eBay and you look for iTunes gift card, and it's all of these dudes like selling iTunes codes that they get with stolen cards. So next up, we're going to look at
some real examples.
Yeah, loads of real examples. Right, you're gonna have to escape out.
Okay.
Freaky, man.
So basically, the first website we're gonna.
No, I've got a better idea before this one. Do the proxy one where they're yelling at the dude. No, not this one. Shit. Not that one. Where's all your stuff?
Program proxy для брута. Yeah.
Yeah, this one. Right. So this is like a really, whoa, that's going to be hard to read.
I'm going to interpret it basically. Go to the top.
So this is awesome.
So this is like, I'm selling proxy for brute force.
All right. So
and the price is like 20 proxy for $4, 50 proxy for like $6, 100 proxy for $9, and 200 proxy for $15.
Goes on. So
and if you want more, we can agree on special price.
All right. And the next dude
there will be like there are follow-ups.
Yeah. So these are the next guys that follow up. And this dude's all like, how fast are they? And the next dude's like, are you fucking shitting me? Are these made of gold? So the follow-up after that is this guy's like, okay, obviously you made a mistake. You forgot a 0. What you meant was 200 proxies for $4. And next one, da.
Yeah, no only can you permission.
Yeah, that's right. He forgot a zero. Ha ha ha. Like these guys are basically like ha lol fag. Like it's really pretty amateur on these boards. And then the last one's pretty good. This guy's like, what are you fucking talking about? For $4 you can get
400 proxies, not 20.
Yeah, 400 proxies, not 20. Like, come on. Like, so like these dudes are really not making money. Like, they need to get hooked up with the partner cards and like start liking.
And if you look
downloads.
If you look at the post forums, that's basically how many offers you typically get. Let's just put it up. You see, that's the selling offers. And that's how many pages you can look at.
Yeah, like there's a lot of traffic on these things, and daily, like it updates with dozens of posts, no problem. So like,
yeah, we just like pick up some interesting ones. Who knows how useful like passport scans could be?
Right.
Really useful.
And you get the free beer. Yeah, so they're like, one of the offers basically saying they're selling like Russian passports. But if you keep walking through the thing, this guy sells like complete set. He says bank account with ATM card, European bank, and like the package includes the online account access, ATM card, passwords. Per month you can withdraw up to 6,000 US, copy of the passport, and SMS card registered on that guy's name.
And as proof, he offers a picture.
Yeah,
It should show up.
yeah. As a proof, he offers a picture.
Is that a fake identity or somebody
It's
actually?
based off of a passport scan.
And the funny thing, like the last line in advertisement, it says, "I can prepare one for you on order. Takes me 1 week per identity." So I think what he does, he takes the passport scan, and then he
starts basically registering for, like by European bank, I think he's probably being a little bit liberal in the interpretation of European, so it probably means Latvia.
okay. Then we have, yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, so like basically what he's doing is he's taking a passport scan, which will have complete identity and enough to start setting up bank accounts, and once he has bank accounts, he starts setting up more of an identity based off of that. This is another...
So, passport scans very cheap, but this is not limited to Russia. Basically, it's a list of countries. I don't know if you want me to translate it, but it's like, it's organized per like continent, so you can buy it like from Austria, Australia, Anglia, New Zealand. I don't know why it went to Europort. Belgium, Germany, Denmark, Finland, Hungary,
Yeah, Hungary.
Ireland, Netherlands, Norway, Poland, Portugal, Czech,
yeah.
Estonia, Switzerland, United States, like another countries, United States, Canada, Mexico, Bangladesh, Colombia.
In case you want to swap your identity for someone in Bangladesh.
And then they also sell credit cards per bank. And yeah, I think it's in English, so you can just like, you can see this basically like, yeah, I'm just gonna scroll faster. And you can also have a selective purchase. You can buy it by name, or age, or country, or city of residence. And one scan costs 3 VMZ. For like international passport, and for Russian passport it's 4 VMZ. I don't know why Russian passport is more expensive. Probably it's because it's more risky. Because if you sell Russian passport scans in Russia, it's illegal. If you sell like foreign passport scans in Russia,
doesn't matter. So you can see just how valuable someone's identity is. Like,
yeah, so there is another funny thing. He also offers a service of redrawing the passports.
Right, so basically you can send him a passport scan and he'll fix the name and stuff in case they got it wrong for you. Right, so he knows how to use Photoshop, I think. That's that's his offering. That's his value add.
Yeah, then there are like services to like do the caching. The guy keeps 20 to 30% of the amount.
Right. So these cash out is actually one of the more hard problems that these guys have. So if they steal access to a bunch of bank accounts, they still need to extract the content. Like they need to extract the actual money. And these guys offer services. So you've probably, like anyone who's been on the internet has seen all these articles about like Russian criminals are all organized into offering services and stuff. This is what it looks like actually on the road. Like these are the guys offering the services that you read about in those articles. And it's pretty amateur. Like these guys, they've got reputation systems based on handles on web forums. Like they've got these, like they have whitelists and blacklists. Like some guys will say like, I only deal with people who have good reputations on this forum, or you have to pay up front. Right?
Yeah,
like
and also one of the like most valuable like currencies on this forum is actually ICQ numbers. Who still like uses ICQ? Who knows what ICQ is?
Everyone remembers ICQ, right?
Dylan uses ICQ.
Yeah, he's actually a Russian hacker in disguise.
He's like, even now, like as of today, ICQ is one of the primary communication means for like the whole thing.
Yeah.
Whenever there's an ad, I think we're probably gonna have some like screenshots in the slides. What it would include ICQ number, sometimes obfuscated, so like automatic grabber would not pick it up. But it's basically primary contact and way of contact.
And one of the most valuable commodities that they have to sell each other is nice looking ICQ numbers. So if they've got like lots of double digits, or if they're small, or and then you'll see ads where they say like this is 4 years old. Like this is a good, finely aged ICQ number. None of this new trash. Like these guys are a bit weird.
You want to talk about streams?
Yeah, this is another kind of funny one. This is from a forum that's no longer up, so we only have these screenshots.
There are still like we can also look at the streams on the other page.
Yeah, so everyone knows about stream accounts, right? It's where you like sign up and you can download games.
Look for this, and then I'll show you some of the posts which are like still active.
Yeah,
basically, it's like stream accounts to the.
He's selling stream accounts. Like he's basically stolen access to stream accounts. So if you purchase these accounts, you will be able to download and run these games as fully registered, not as hacked or cracked or anything like that. And these go for like $3 a pop, with like tons of registered accounts.
Let's see if we can spot some stream accounts.
Oh, there's definitely a stream in here before I saw.
Yeah, just go down.
What's that one with USA?
Which one?
Yeah,
it sells credit cards like USA.
Carton. Yeah.
And then like the Skype accounts, deposit files accounts.
Oh, CCP.
Yeah, it's like it's basically shells and FTP accounts.
Yeah, there's like
there's one. Stream accounts, 5 accounts left dead. And and actually the price is in rubles. Like for that stuff is like 220 rubles, and like the exchange rate is like $1 per 30 rubles. It's like 1 to 30.
So it's like $7. So obviously the price of stream accounts has gone up. It's a valuable commodity. Invest in stream. All right. So like there's really a lot of different things that get sold, and it's like things that you wouldn't really think about as having any value, like ICQ numbers or like access to gaming
there's
accounts.
like SMS spoofing servers as well.
Oh, what's this one?
Yeah.
Shit, go away.
Yeah. Just close it. See, SMS tell, sending SMS with spoofed number.
Where the right.
Yeah.
Yeah. What else?
Then there's like some standard stuff like hacking servers. Like I'm gonna create like ICQ account for you for like particular price. This is more like on the cleaning.
This was a funny one. Did we have screenshots of this?
Yeah, we do.
Okay.
Yeah, we can go to the slides, and then if we have time, we'll like look more at the actual posts.
Okay, so as we said, there's also these identity services where you can purchase a completely new identity based on passport scans. Fyodor actually had a theory on how the passport scans were captured when he was going into Moscow.
It was a friend of mine who was sitting in Moscow airport, undisclosed name, but basically it's possible to get access to the systems which are used for the immigration control, and whenever you pass through immigration control, your passports get scanned. So I believe that's one of the primary sources of the passport scan data, and that's why they also have like international availability. So if you basically crack into an international airport, and you basically get that stuff. And I believe it's not only Moscow. Like I think, like airport of Bangkok, their security is probably quite funny.
Or so I have heard.
Yeah. No, basically you can just
Word on
walk,
the street.
you walk through the airport and you see Ethernet plugs all around the airport. I don't know did anyone try to plug a cable and see what's up there? Yeah, you can. It's and the password is Cisco.
That is all speculation, by the way, I'd like to state for the record. So this is the guy offering the complete package. I looked at that one before.
Basically, the funny thing is like, for measures of any level of dirtness, you get the whole package, which includes bank account, online access, ATM card, you can like withdraw 6,000 US per day. You can also increase limit, and the price would be like $30 US for increase or decrease. You get the code map for online desktop, for online access. You get copy of the passport, and you get the SIM card. And that's the guy who also offers like, you can also order custom-made accounts. If you have like a passport scan, he can like build the rest of the stuff for you.
He didn't list the price, did he?
No.
So
You're supposed to contact him.
So it's like the enterprise software where they don't list it on the web page. You have to get in contact, right? You know it's going to be expensive. All right. So next one. Yeah. One of the other things is like, how long do you think it would take to find usable credit cards using these Russian forums? Right. A wild guess, starting from nothing.
Nothing.
All right.
Well, it's slightly,
There's some latency involved.
Yeah, it's slightly longer because it takes us a few seconds to type words.
Right. So this is the #1 Russian search engine. Basically,
Yandex is basically it's like Google of Russia.
It's the Russian Google. This is the first link if you put in what was it like? Download credit cards or something.
It's basically what I type is like free credit card, but you type it in a forum lingo, and we actually have the whole page here, so we can look at that. Hold on.
It's still over here, but you need to find it.
Let me see.
You can see I contribute a lot to the actual interpreting of what's going on the forums. I bring my strong English language skills to bear on.
Hold on.
You think people are actually buying this stuff?
Just
a lot of people selling.
Yeah, you see it?
I think with a lot of things, there's more people selling than buying.
It's basically like the list of the stuff you get. Like you get names, addresses.
All right, and this should be a fresh dump as well.
Yeah, if you're looking for more, you can actually buy them. Like a lot of posts who just like sell the.
Yeah, I used to go to Vietnamese forums for proxies where they dump this stuff as well. Like they had different sections. Like the Vietnamese did more shipping, right? But like basically, in terms of Joe's excellent question regarding whether there's people who buy this stuff or not, we're really not sure who's purchasing this stuff. I know people buy proxy services because I've bought proxy services. I know that like there's people who complain about prices, which indicates that like, I mean, maybe they just go out there and bitch about how expensive things are. Back in my day, a proxy list was when I used to buy CCVs, they never cost this much. But it's hard to tell. A lot of the stuff, it really looks like they're hitting the wrong markets. Like they know that they want to make money and they've figured out a way to make money. They just haven't figured out that they can't make money from each other. Like these dudes are really not very bright in terms of generating revenue from the resources that they have available. So they will post like the Skype credit, right? Like Skype credit is something that many people would be interested in buying at a discount rate. Like I'd guess that there are several people in this room who would purchase discount Skype credit. Like that's a useful
iTunes gift cards.
or iTunes gift cards at $1 per $100, right? Like I would pay money for that. Like that is a good value. The thing is, I don't read Chinese very well. At all, actually. So posting on like a Chinese forum is not a good way to find me as a consumer.
Similarly, customers.
Similarly, having posts for Skype credit on a Russian hacking forum is a great way to tell other Russian hackers that they can use their stolen credit cards to buy Skype credit and try and sell it. But it's not a good way to convert stolen credit cards into actual cash money, right? So these guys haven't really figured out a good way. Like this is a great niche opportunity for someone who wants to enter in at the bottom level of the Russian criminal market and really take over. You could access these Russian web forums and make them available to an international market. Right?
The only thing I think you have to speak like language more or less well, because I think Grugq had like a few attempts of like buying proxy servers directly, and as soon as you don't sound fluent enough, they will think you must be a cop.
Yeah, so I'd be on ICQ, and Fyodor would like go to make noodles or something, and the dude's like sitting there going, like,
video of conversation.
Like I had a phrase book which was like, man, I need proxies. Man, I need a lot of fresh proxies, and how much? And then I used Google Translate for the rest, but as soon as they do anything outside of my script, I had to go to Fyodor, and he'd vanish, and the dude would be going like, do you want them? Do you want them? Do you want them? I'm like, I don't know what you're saying.
Or he'll just like leave a word cop, and then he would never talk to you again.
Yeah, so it's like, it was kind of annoying and stuff.
Yeah.
Damn Russians.
Anyway, like, aside from the credit card stuff, you can also buy like a money laundry service.
Right, so this one's awesome. Like the direct translation of this, like you'd never get it. Basically, so this is for money laundering, right? You can actually purchase money laundering services online.
And the title of the post is a trash can for dirt.
Trash can for dirt, or as we say in English, money laundering, right? Obviously, and the reason that it's called trash can is
because the word like trash can in Russian, it also sounds kind of similar to the word washing.
So it's a rhyming slang in Russian.
Yeah.
So the word for trash can in Russian sounds similar to the word for washing, and they're washing money, right? So. Trash can money.
Another thing, like for Yandex money, they call it like poison because the word poison starts with the same character as Yandex, like it's ya. So like another advertisement says, I'm going to buy like dirty or gray poison up to 120,000 rubles. I take 40%, and for 100% of dirt, you get 60% of clean money, and I'm going to wire it via like Alpha Bank, Telebank, and like another clean account, like Yandex Money clean account.
All right, so you can wash your money. Like basically, they could streamline the workflows and start putting together like complete packages and then offering them in English, and they'd probably get a lot more money. But
another good business is basically. Buying and selling traffic, and what kind of traffic is that? Is basically they buy and sell clicks, like real computer user clicks, and this is one of the advertisements which we've seen on one of the forums today.
So best prices, fast stream roughly, and then it's kind of hard to translate the last term, but basically what it comes out to is they have the best infection ratio. So for the amount of traffic that gets sent, they guarantee the highest number of infected.
Who can put like a random guess where they need like the infection ratio thing?
All right.
If you build a botnet, what do? You have this like partnerkers where you have this like exploit loaded malware. You get people clicking on it, and number of like basically the number of people clicked on the link to the number of people who actually got infected and had feedback to the control center, that's the infection ratio.
All right, and these guys guarantee the highest level of infection ratio.
Yeah, and you can actually buy like antivirus, like guaranteed antivirus undetectable service, and like .exe binaries from them, and they give you like a month's guarantee. And aside from that, like people who actually sell the service, there's a website, like it's a paid service where they routinely like update all the antiviruses and they check their binaries for detectability. So whenever the binary gets detected by antivirus, they just do another rebuild. And it's all like more or less automated.
Right. That actually reminds me, if we could, I just remember this proxy.ru. There's a site that used to basically just sell access to a botnet directly online.
There's the LT.
And proxy.ru.
I don't know if
they might not be up anymore. It was basically a site that would list, it was basically just a control panel for a botnet, and they'd black out like the last 3.
No, I think it's
dead. It was awesome. Basically, they just rented direct access to a botnet.
And you could select it like per country.
And you could filter down the list like, okay, I only want Netherlands IP addresses, and I want only SOX proxies, and then bang, done. So everyone remembers when Twitter went down most recently, right? How much do you think that cost?
Like per day?
Per day. On average. Wild guess.
30 cents.
Oh man, you would never make it as a Russian hacker. Your prices are so low. It's $80. Come on, $80 to take down a web server.
It's a DDoS 011 service, and like if you translate it literally, I think it's quite funny. Our service is the best way of getting rid of annoying competitors, the ones which that don't allow you to work. The best differentiation of our service is we work independently from the thematic of the target site. Immediate assistance to resolve your problems, like 24-hour support. Our prices are the most.
After 5 nines of downtime.
Yeah, our prices are the most acceptable prices on the market. Average price is like $80 per day. The final price might vary slightly less or more depending on what you get, and you get a wholesale discount, like a bulk purchase discount.
Okay, there's some other ads as well that I used to have from a different forum post where there's a guy called Vlad who was selling proxy, basically DDoS service for the same price, $80 a day. And some other guy posted saying how do I know you're good? And he started getting endorsements from other people who were saying Vlad is the best man. You want to take down the Pentagon, you go with Vlad.
That's actually a typical way of selling the service. People are not going to buy stuff unless you get endorsement from a trusted party on the forum. So whenever you post this advertisement on the bottom, it had links to endorsements where when other people on the forum say, yeah, I've bought this service, it really works, I'm extremely happy with that. More than that,
5 stars would buy a game.
Yeah. More than that,
fast shipping.
They give you 5 minutes free testing service.
Yeah, a lot of these guys, what they'll offer is they're willing to give you a free test where they will take down a site for a short period of time to show that they can do it, and then you can actually purchase the full day of DDoS, right?
Yeah, so if your site got DDoS for 5 minutes, get ready to another.
You get a short warning, as long as it takes for the WMZ to get transferred between accounts, that's how long you have before you go down.
Yeah, and I think 2 months ago, a month ago, we actually had a real life example. Do you remember when Twitter was down for a few days? Do you know what the reason was? Does this word read as anything to you? Yeah, it's basically the Georgian dissident who was twittering and blogging on LiveJournal, and LiveJournal was actually DDoS last year. And what they did, they still are blocking this guy account, but they open access to other accounts. That's how they're still accessible. And what Twitter did, they don't differentiate. So the whole Twitter was down for 2 days, 3 days.
That's $160 worth of of DDoS services to take Twitter down, right? So, and it's all because this guy pissed off some people who have access to web money accounts and can read Russian.
And yeah, $80, like, even I can afford it. Pissed off enough.
You know? So, yeah, we
do conclusions, and then maybe we look at more like forum posts. Or we look at forum posts, and then.
Does anyone know how we're doing on time? Like how long we have?
I think it's like we've got 10 minutes.
No, that's counting. Oh, it's counting down. Oh, all right, cool. Yeah. So we're gonna do conclusions, right?
A brief conclusion, and then maybe we can show you more like funny examples. Or you can start preparing your
more pictures. We have all the porn that we've downloaded from these sites as well. We'll look at that. So basically, like one of the main things that we didn't mention at all, but I'd really like you guys to take away from this, is that the people on these forums are geeks, not gangsters. Right? So everyone has this impression that the Russian hacking scene is basically dominated by the mafia. And that's really, as far as we can tell, that's not the case. Like a lot of these guys they're like high school students, they're college students, they're sysadmins that have like too much free time and access to computers. They're not like hardcore mafiosos. They're guys who, like, when they get angry, they spend $80 and have your website taken down, right? You know, they're not like gonna show up with like fucking prison tattoos and, you know, beat your face in. They can't do that anyway. So they're really like, they're young kids like who are a bit dumb and are making pretty small amounts of money. Like $80 to take down Twitter is really, like, that's not good money for value. What we've seen is a lot of this is youth culture. So it's like everyone remembers back in the late 90s, early 2000s when we had the hacker renaissance and like everyone was talking in Leet and K-Rad.
Yeah, that's also like, that's why the ICQ numbers are so hot there. Like, there is a market for beautiful ICQ numbers. If you get like a 6 number, who knows what the difference between like 8 number ICQ number and 6 number ICQ number? Yeah, registration date. So it feels elite if you have 6 number ICQ number.
You've been on the scene for a long time, you know. you were back there, back in the day, man, you know. Back when they only had 6 digits of ICQ, before there was MSN, Gtalk, Yahoo, like, like a lot of this is basically youth culture stuff, like these deliberate misspellings, there's like this hard lingo. They used some Russian prison slang, but it's not like real Fenya, like the real Russian prison slang. It's actually a dialect of Russian. And like gypsy stuff.
It's not really lingo, which like is not really to understand even for like a native speaker, I think.
Yeah, it's like it's a real language. So people
just like use randomly some words.
Yeah, and so people who are long-term prison inmates learn real Fenya, and they will speak in Fenya, not in Russian. And what these guys do is to basically build a bit of cred. They use some Fenya themselves to show like, hey man, like I know a couple of words of Fenya, I'm pretty hardcore, right? But the thing is they have to use Fenya words that everyone else knows, otherwise no one knows what the fuck they're talking about.
Yeah, like at the end of the day, I think they just format like their own lingo. Like most of the goods they're trading with, they have like their own word for the thing. Like dedicated servers, they just call it dedic, which in Russian would like an old man, something like that.
Yeah, so like, as you notice, like a lot of it's actually based off English stuff. But what we're seeing is like these dudes are also profit driven, which is kind of cool. Like they're making some effort to make money, they're just not very good at it. Right?
Okay, do we have any questions? Or do you want to see more stuff? Like, we've got like 6 minutes.
No, I don't see any questions. No one? Nothing? No?
You have the point about the ratios. So this guy was offering the best ratio. But do you know any figures? Do they give any?
That is an excellent question. One of the things that we planned on doing, if we'd actually been accepted for this talk before yesterday.
Before this happened.
Yeah, no, one of the things that we really wanted to do is we wanted to take a lot of, like we've got a lot of archival data and we wanted to go through and process it to develop metrics to see how costs of services have changed and costs of goods have changed over time, and also the number of people offering things. So you can see like the partnerships start appearing at one point and there's like one guy offering it, and then suddenly there's 10, you know, and you could track all these trends. So we wanted to develop metrics and stuff like that, but we didn't because, you know, we had yesterday.
Did you see any ratios being?
Just the ratios for that, I have no idea.
Yeah, this is basically just like a post for the ICQ numbers.
No.
What
He wants to know, like, when the guy's offering the what was it, the
Infection ratio.
yeah, but it's in something else.
At Stuk.
At Stuk. Yes.
Well, maybe we can just Google for it. Hold on. I've seen some posts which talk about the.
He wants numbers, basically.
Yeah, let's just.
I will now do a short.
Later.
I will now do a short interpretive dance I call the Russian hacking forum.
How about odd? Yeah, I can spell.
Yeah, basically, like, by best infection ratios, he was offering, like, best at Stuk. And at Stuk, he's been translating as roughly meaning, like, the ratio of
It's
infected
basically
things.
like it literally means sort of like feedback.
Right.
Yeah, like here we'll just like look at the forum at the post directly. It's basically like 30% of the infection ratio. Like in the first post, it basically says, yeah, it was not so bad. We had like 30% of the what stuck.
So there you go.
But even with like 30%, if you get like 1,000 visitors,
That's like 30 or something, I guess.
300, you get 300 nodes in your botnet.
Yeah. Oh, dude, where was that botnet post where they were making fun of the guy for charging so little?
Yeah, it is. Hold on, let me see.
Like these dudes like really rag on each other a lot on the forums. Like it's a really hostile environment. They're not like open and loving. This is like very much male culture. Like some dude comes out and they're like, I'm offering this thing for sale, and everyone's like, you suck! It's almost like the internet, strangely enough. It's like they might be Russian hackers, but they're still just guys like us.
This is like,
Can't we all just get along? I don't think this was it, dude. How could you lose it? That one was awesome. Yeah, there's some guy trying to sell a botnet for $440, 440 WMZ, and everyone's like, how come it's so cheap?
yeah, this is
Oh, this guy, Stalin, right?
Yeah, let's just get to the first one. Yeah, that's good for
Right, so, oh, you can even see, like, this is awesome. We've got banner ads and shit, right? So, like,
just like move the window
yeah.
to the center.
So, like, what's that banner ad for, dude?
It's proof click, freaking pace, high beats, like.
Okay.
Click on it.
Basically, it offers something, like a driver license within like 24 hours. Like the one which is like blurry ad, it's the driver license copying service.
Right, so here we go. This one.
I'm selling botnet full complete, $440. All the questions through ICQ, and then the other guy would be like, "Is it like only 20 bots in your botnet?" And the guy's like, "No,
Your botnet is weak, man.
I'm like, less?" And I got like, and the other guy like, yeah, it must be like a Zeus build. You know, the Zeus like, it's like a builder like for the botnet binaries, so you can build like customly made binaries with the custom functions, and they're not supposed to be detectable by signature-based antiviruses. And then the guy is going like, I've got more than 5K bots in my botnet.
My botnet is this big.
Yeah, and then the other guy like, yeah, what's the name of the bot? And like 5K bots, is it like online or total? And the guy's like, of course it's total, like, it's not guaranteed that you have like all the like 5K bots online.
So one of the things that you'll see is that with botnets, the actual membership fluctuates quite a lot based on when the PCs are up and when they're able to connect. But you'll have like a large pool of infected machines, and a subset of that will be available at any time.
Yeah, and here he's giving details on the package. Aside of the bot, I'm also saying like 5 clean builds of the loader. And clean build means it's not detectable by antivirus and hosting, plus domain, prepaid for a month. And yeah, the name of the botnet he sent to Stalin. Over like private message. Yeah, I think that's it.
That's it. So like, these dudes are really funny online. They're like we were seeing before, like someone was selling a botnet for $2,000 US, but he didn't offer a lot of information, and it was obviously too rich for these guys. So like, and that was a few months ago. We didn't follow up on that. What else do we have that's funny, dude?
Oh yeah, the Vkontakte thing. We've got like basically there was like one of the incidents in Russia when there was online video player, and it was requiring you to load a codec, and a codec would be a binary which, like, aside of being like codec, it would manipulate your host file and will change the DNS domain names to like something else. But basically what they wanted to have is just like collect, there's a Russian like version of Facebook called Vkontakte.
And so it was a phishing website set up for a Russian Facebook, and their binary was weak, and their PHP skills were lame, and it ended up that their password list that they built was actually available on the internet. Like, it was posting everything directly to one address.
I don't know if that's visible enough, but that's basically, oh shit. Hold on. Let me.
Yeah, and so like we were able to download it.
Let me just find. Yeah, it was here. Okay. It's basically like a list of I have the source code for the phishing Trojan, and it's like pretty darn written in PHP. Just like puts the strings into the file, emulates the screen of the actual thing, and just gives you like incorrect password.
So the fascinating world of the Russian web hacking forums.
Yeah, do we get like any questions? Any more questions? Anyone wants like a free beer? We still have
a warm beer.
Yeah.
Catch.
How do I know you're not making up this entire talk?
Can anyone read Russian? Do you want to disprove it? We had your 3 monkeys banging away on a keyboard for 4 hours to generate these screenshots.
You can do your Google Translate. Yeah.
I have a question. So most of these forums are known to like Kaspersky. So, right, Kaspersky Labs?
I think the volume is just like too much. I don't think Kaspersky actually follows up like with this stuff.
I think basically a lot of the stuff that they post on these forums, it's not like
binaries.
Yeah, it's not like, here's the latest virus that I've now written. Please download it for free and add it to your antivirus signatures. It's more like this stuff, like, hey guys, I'm selling a botnet, or
it's more like a market for trade. It's not really like
monitoring it is not going to generate revenue for Kaspersky unless they wanted to start doing open source intelligence gathering and.
So these are not password protected forums? Or
No. You have to sign up for an account.
Like for some links, you have to sign up. But like even if you don't have like login ID and password, you can still see most of the stuff. You will not be able to see links which were posted on the forum
or download attachments. Like basically, they just used standard like the BB forums and like they don't have custom software. There's no like special logins or anything. It's standard web forums. They don't have very long lifespans. So what we'll be monitoring is
forums just like come up and go down all the time. Like those lazy.org forum, it's down right now. It's been only for like a year.
Yeah, and like one of the problems is I'm pretty sure that a lot of these forums get registered with hacking, like with stolen credit cards. So like after 1 month billing cycle, like their web host goes away, and they move on.
Yeah, but there are good websites to look for new forums. There are like online bookmarking like services in like Runet, like the Russian internet, and you can basically search for the keywords, and that's where we mine new forums.
Yeah. So like basically, yeah, like we really wanted to make a lot of this automated and then be able to pull out metrics and start being able to offer like
It's coming up.
information. But
If we make the same presentation next year, maybe we have some automated funky demos.
yeah, like we're looking for numbers. Like we'd like to be able to track what's happening. Other than by my feeling is that there's now more posts for. But yeah, as I said, like part of our problem has been that Fyodor doesn't scale. And it's
Maybe
also,
I will.
Why don't you just hire some of the guys on the forum?
yeah, for $3 a day or whatever it is. No, I think if they could speak any English at all, they would probably make a lot more money than they're doing now.
Yeah, there are actually some like English like service offering posts, but yeah, the English was like pretty funny.
Yeah, no, like do you see like pretty much anything and everything gets for sale. Like these dudes like come up with the weirdest ideas for like what they can sell for money. But yeah, that roughly comes to the end of everything we're going to talk about. So thank you guys very much.
Give away the beer. Everyone takes the beer.
Who said they wanted the beer?
You deserve the beer.
You are drinking shoes.
Of course.